Welcome to Ecom Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show. We're coming to you. It is January 6th, 2026. We sit high atop a gorgeous Austin, Texas. If you don't live here, you should. Rent prices are down and happiness is up. We have got a packed show for you today. There was a ChatGPT phishing scam. There's now a little more information that they are going to be advertising soon. Rachel Carton's Q4 social media trends just dropped. Gym bros are rejoicing because David put out a new bar, and Lacoste is flexing on all of us Alpine style. I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here. And let's give him a round of applause while we do it, huh? I think he deserves that.
What is up?
I think you need to, I wish you could go away. Listen to this. That's what you need. There. That's what you need.
Let's go. Let's go.
You know, this is day two. This is day two of a long endeavor. I admit I was up till too late last night editing videos and posting because there was a lot of great stuff we talked about yesterday, but it's a new day.
Yeah.
And we got more stories to be had. You doing all right?
I love it. There's so many stories that dropped from yesterday to today, even more that I love, and I'm super pumped.
Yeah,
I'm super pumped on the stories today.
For sure. I admit I fell for the phishing scam. People didn't get my information yesterday, but there was this phishing scam with ChatGPT. Carson, can you bring this up? There was this email went out. ChatGPT advertising manager. Apply. Let people know if you want to be interested, if you want to be made known when it's available.
Oh, wow.
And who's interested? Me. I want to be in on whenever that is available. It's a confirmation of what we've known all along. Ads are coming at some point. ChatGPT is going to swallow the entire internet. We know they're going to run ads. Come to find out, this was a phishing scam. I would have fallen for it. Did you see this yesterday?
I saw this and I would have fallen for it too because it looks so good. Whoever made that. I saw like whoever makes really good phishing scams, it's like it's a really smart person with the wrong focus. Like, let's just get you to a good endeavor.
Yeah.
And just like, you don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, that's right. Like, they could be making GLP-1s for all of America, but we'll get there. We'll get there later. Yeah, no, I agree. Whoever's doing that, they did a great job. I'm sure they stole a lot of people's information. They'd probably be doing something else is what they should be doing. But we did get a little window into what is happening with OpenAI. The information put this out. Carson, let's bring up the next one. The information put out a report. And the futurism, the information's got a paywall. I'm not hating on the paywall, but I am thankful that futurism told us what was behind the paywall. Futurism reports, now reporting the information has revealed some recent topics of conversation between OpenAI employees as they work to supply advertisers with a teeming new audience to manipulate. This is what futurism wrote. I'm not saying that advertising is manipulation. The plans are far from final, though they give us a look at what soon may become the norm for ChatGPT. One conversation between OpenAI staffers, for example, involved giving sponsored chatbot results, quote, preferential treatment over non-sponsored results. Anonymous employees told the information. This is a direct quote from an OpenAI spokesperson. As ChatGPT becomes more capable and widely used, we're looking at ways to continue offering more intelligence to everyone. As part of this, we're exploring what ads in our product could look like. People have a trusted relationship with ChatGPT, and any approach would be designed to respect that trust. Colin, your thoughts?
Yeah.
Is this inevitable?
Yeah.
Is it scary? Are you blown away? What do you think?
No, this is inevitable. I mean, they just, exactly like you said at that last part, the disclosure has to be there very obviously because people don't want to feel hoodwinked. But I think the more interesting LLM that's going to be launching this, that I think will absolutely crush with this because they already have an absolute boatload of advertising data, is Google Gemini.
Fair.
when Google Gemini decides, hey, we're going to be launching advertising, it's like, oh, we already do that, and that's a massive driver for our business. Let's just flick on a switch. And I also think that right now, Google Gemini has the edge ever so slightly as an LLM model over ChatGPT. So
Really?
yeah,
Now,
just from the experience.
I think you make a good point about Google turning on the switch for ads
Mm.
inside of Gemini. To me, it feels like there's a dance happening right now.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to admit
Yeah.
that, hey, we're going to charge businesses money to
Yeah.
give you the results that they want you to see. Nobody wants to admit that.
Yeah.
Sam Altman doesn't want to admit that. Hey, I wouldn't either if I were in his seat. I think it's a difficult thing to manage and navigate, but at some point the Rubicon will be crossed. They've raised so much money.
Yeah.
All they've got to do is turn on the spigot, and then the advertising dollars are going to flow in. Then we'll go from the big three of Meta, Google, AppLovin, maybe some others, to OpenAI as well. But I think this is a great point. I haven't thought about Gemini that much. I'll be honest. I don't use it. I don't think. I don't think that I do. I don't use it. But Google's got a natural motion, a natural
Yeah.
sales motion in that direction right now. Why don't you think they do it already? You think it's just kind of a wait and see who's gonna cross that line first?
Yeah. I think it's a wait and see. And also, they have to do this perfectly, in my opinion, where it can't seem like you're hoodwinking the consumer, but
Yeah.
it's going to be really, really interesting what the CPMs are and what those CPCs are going to be. And it's also going to be really, really interesting how they're going to be doing that type of bidding strategy. But I'm excited for it. I can't wait until they roll this out. It's inevitable, like you said.
It's inevitable in my mind. I,
Yeah.
I think it's totally inevitable. And hopefully it's uber cheap. Hopefully it's like Gary Vee was telling us several years
Yeah.
ago. Hey, you think Meta ads are expensive now? They're cheaper as they're ever going to be. This is like buying oceanfront property in Malibu.
Yeah.
And you think it's expensive. Actually, it's dirt cheap. So you should.
Yeah.
Hopefully we come out with some incredibly cost effective
Yeah.
cost per clicks and CPMs. I think somebody just needs to do it. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the AI ads that, oh no, I don't like that. I don't want to see that. Yeah, but we're going to force feed it to you in 6 months. You probably won't care that much. I
Yeah.
think that's really the case. If somebody will just go ahead and say, if Sam will go ahead and say, hey, I have raised many, many trillions of dollars. Has he raised trillions of dollars? I mean, it's
I
got to
think
be
it's
close to
close.
that.
I
I think
think
it's
it's close.
close.
Yeah.
If he will just go ahead and say, hey, I raised trillions of dollars, we got to turn on the money spigot and we're
Yeah.
advertising inside of everything now. Just take it like a man. I think we would all get over it. Everybody loves it anyway. Chat, he's got a nice nickname. I think we would all get over it.
For sure.
I don't know if you were looking at this. Our second biggest story today. To me, this is the biggest story. I know we featured a newsletter yesterday from Alex P. I like Rachel Carton at Milk Carton. Have you seen her?
Yeah, I went through this.
This is so good. Anything that
very
she
in-depth.
says about social, I just believe as not gospel, but pretty well near gospel. I know she's got her eye on the ball. She's got her finger on the pulse. I thought this was so good. She says every quarter I round up the biggest brands, social trends. It's a little bit of science and a whole lot of gut. Below you'll find the Q4 2025 report. It covers things like spectator social, creating nostalgia for the future. Have you ever heard of nostalgia for the future? This was totally new for me. Puppets, AI could never, horizontal videos. She takes the full report is behind her paywall, but she gave us a good amount of information here early. Spectator social. With talking to camera content everywhere, we're now seeing a new trend emerge. Brands are setting a camera down and letting the audience spectate. One of the best examples of this is a facialist. And she goes into the example where essentially somebody can sit in on an appointment of what's happening. Have you seen this social trend?
It's absolutely incredible because it's basically how the sausage is made. And people want to see that behind the scenes look. And really, I think it's like they want to see stuff deconstructed. They don't want this polished, hyper edited thing. They want to see like your real interactions in your real life. And there's so many creators that have the ability to do this.
To me, this trend, type of content, form of content, it comes across as incredibly authentic, right?
Exactly.
And there's very little editing. A great example of somebody who absolutely crushed with this specifically is Breeze. Do you remember this, the ad? It was like the home run ad that they ran for all of last year, where the founder is calling their best customer who
Yeah.
spent thousands and thousands of dollars. And then, she is narrating back to them why she loves it and how she uses it. I think that Nick Shackelford, I think he mentioned they spent just umpteen dollars worth of money on that ad, and it was positive ROAS for him the entire time. To me, this is something that everybody would love to see if you can let people in on the behind. It's essentially a kind of behind the scenes type video.
Yeah, I think we glossed over that ad format way too quickly because basically every single Shopify brand can do that ad.
That's a
And they
great
can
point.
just, you have the one phone, you're calling your best customers, you already have your customer data. You get a second phone and you just record yourself. And it's probably going to be a really good conversation. At worst, you get good customer feedback. At very worst.
At very worst. And I think that I confess, I nearly never considered this type of format to be an ad. You bring up a good point. I just think of it as like, oh yeah, that's like winning organic social. People like that. She uses this example of the facialist. Somebody is interested in going to a facialist. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to them. I just don't even think of it as an ad format, but it should be. Anything that performs well organically is already a leading indicator for this thing's going to crush in the ad account, in my view. That's a great point. This is, I think, for all of our brands and all of our marketers, all of our creative strategists, everybody who's watching right now, these trends on social, I think they easily navigate and become hopefully trends for paid ads in 2026. Is that fair? Am I too much?
Super fair. It's super easy to just duplicate it and then build it out and test it in your ad platform. Super easy.
Carson, let's go to the next one. Puppet posts. So she gets into how this puppet post, how Sabrina Carpenter arrested Miss Piggy. The puppets are back in a big way. I have yet to see puppets on my TikTok feed. Maybe I'm on old guy TikTok. I don't know, but I've yet to see puppets. Have you seen puppets in your feed yet?
I think we're in the same feed because I have yet to see puppets, and I am probably not bullish on puppets in 2026. So this is the one I slightly disagree with you on.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen puppets, but this next one is really good. This next one is really good. I think all of them are good, but this next one, AI could never. Carson, go to this one. AI could never. I thought this was very interesting. In an era where AI feels creatively threatening, weird is a superpower.
Yeah.
The best example of this is Newly's viral holiday partyo video. A comment with 24,000 likes reads, AI could insert word never. The video has 4.4 million views. It's interesting because AI makes content in a weird way that's almost unsettling at times. There's a particular family member of mine that loves a particular kind of AI video that's playing all the time, and I see it, maybe it's got some music behind it, etc. It's just a little unsettling to me for whatever reason, but a kind of weird that's done by humans that really stands out in the feed and attracts eyeballs. This seems like a real win. Weird being a superpower. I like how she phrases this.
For sure. It definitely cuts through the noise right now with everybody experimenting with like the AI perfection and trying to nail down the perfect video. So I completely agree here.
Carson, let's go to the next one. I'm not sure exactly what she means by momentum marketing.
Oh,
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, she's referencing Ramp here. Marketing is at its best when it brings people together, feels uplifting, and creates moments you can experience in person. It's impactful when that energy builds over time, which is what Ramp aims to do by turning digital momentum into real world gatherings people actually want to show up for and share. This is a great example, actually. In an AI saturated world, being able to say, I was there, I saw that, has become a new kind of cultural currency. I like that. Our IRL activations, like Brian's office or the funeral for the penny, are designed to show what Ramp does every day, help individuals and businesses in ways that are tangible and human, not abstract. This is a great point because
yeah.
Ramp, admittedly, it's a finance tool, is it not?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It's boring.
it's boring. Exactly. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
boring, but it's found a way to
Yeah.
tie itself to in real life activations, experiences, live moments that make it feel exciting and create momentum around what it's doing. I remember the funeral for the penny. I remember Brian's office. I think that the activations of outdoor voices from
Yeah.
Ty Haney of old, I know that what goes around comes around. It feels like the IRL activation and tying your brand to something that people can experience in person. It feels like they're back. Am I wrong?
Totally. And also kudos to the Ramp team. I mean, you can feel the insatiable energy just through your computer screen with how they're building and everything they're doing. Shout out to Saquon Barkley, early investor. Absolutely crazy that
Is he really?
he called a shot and is an early investor in Ramp.
Wow.
Uh, and
Smart guy.
there's another in real life activation I think that's super interesting, which is Claude's cafes. I don't know if you've seen these, but
Claude has a
Claude,
cafe.
they have multiple, and they're opening up, I think, 12 to 15 more locations around the world.
Really?
And so it's this like exactly what you're talking about right here, this in real life, and you're bringing what is kind of boring, which is coding. It can be fun sometimes, but you're bringing a quote unquote boring thing, making it really intimate, making it really awesome, and really they've raised the standard for a quality in-person experience.
I'm gonna write that down. Claude cafes. Do they have one? They don't have one in Austin, I guess. No,
I
I'm
don't
not
think so.
sure. Too bad. Claude, please come to Austin.
Please, they have the money.
Yeah, one would think, right?
Yeah,
Isn't Claude by Anthropic?
I believe
Is it?
so.
I think
I
they're
think
tied
you're right.
together in some way.
Yeah.
They've got the money. All right, let's go to the next one. Nostalgia for the future. Again, everybody should go sign up for Rachel Carton's newsletter. Nostalgia for the future. This one threw me for a loop, but I think it's a great point that really stands out in the feed as she describes it. There was a lot of nostalgia for the future this quarter. Brands featured people who are likely above the age of their average customer with captions like, I see my future and it's bright, and me and you in 20 years. In a kind of a way, it's almost like creating memories or projecting memories that a customer could make if they're associated with your product, if they wear your product, if they use your product, if they become the kind of person who uses your product. And you forecast what at least that's how I'm thinking of it as a marketer. Are you thinking of this differently? How does this resonate with you?
I love it. I think it's a really great angle to mess around with and kind of play around with, because you can use a bunch of different models and ages and really kind of play around with the creative of this, where it's like, what is this going to look like for our brand in 20 years? And you're also solidifying the brand kind of sneakily, is saying like, we're going to be around for 20 years.
Yeah,
Just
that's a great
FYI.
point.
So
That's a
I think this
great
is great.
point. That's a great point. I've seen one creator in particular he's always actually I've seen a number of these. They're always using a face filter of some sort that makes them look different, makes them look older, and of course it allows for all kinds of hilarity to ensue.
Yeah.
But it also it brings about, especially the ones who use the older face filter consistently, it allows for this kind of projection. Hey, when I'm an old guy, maybe I'd like to be friends with that guy, or I'd like to be like that guy. I think this is really interesting. Nostalgia for the future. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one, Carson. As a political media person, there's no escaping the Zoran effect, wherein the format,
Yeah.
styles, and tones of his videos are seemingly being borrowed from by politicians all over the country. It's going to be extremely difficult to ever replicate Zoran's social media miracle. But if other folks can lean into similar policies that uplift some of the most vulnerable people while simultaneously challenging entrenched power, that sort of authenticity may be the thing that actually cuts through the flurry of voices who are only attempting to imitate his form without the content. I think this is a good point. The Zoran effect was very real and palpable. The guy
Yeah.
is mayor of New York City now. I
Yep.
think I think political persons, I think brands of all kinds can look at what message resonated, how did he do that, and then apply it to themselves. I think she makes a good point here. Maybe nobody can really have the same kind of effect he did, but I definitely think there's a lot to borrow there from really another space, so to speak, for what marketers and brands are doing today in the D2C world.
For sure. Yeah, he has had some really good short form content. One of them that I
Did.
can remember specifically is him kind of explaining some of his new things that he would like to move forward with in the new year while he was in a bodega. And
Oh,
it was kind
yeah.
of it was a really great formatted video, extremely authentic, and the editing style and also the captions were extremely unique to him. And so I think that was just a from a piece of content perspective, an absolute home run.
Very man on the street type
Very man on
feel.
the street. Exactly that.
Founder in the wild type
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of credence to that.
Yeah.
Davey Fogarty. Davey Fogarty,
The
friend of
legend.
the show. Not yet, really. I've never met Davey. I do know Casey Holiday,
Nice.
who is, essentially like a third or fourth brother of mine, kinda. I think we're related somewhere back there.
Nice.
Davey Fogarty, creator of the Oodie. Can you bring this up for us, Carson? He put out what I consider to be incredible. Essentially, what this is D2C lead gen, which is an interesting concept, I think, for a lot of us. His tweet or playbook that he gave us yesterday, we launched a $1 Oodie campaign that was profitable before a single person bought the actual product. The mechanic is simple. You sign up to get a chance to win. You sign up to get a chance to win a $1 Oodie, which is like hoodie, except without the H. When you get access, you can go in and have the chance to buy a $1 Oodie. Here's the catch. It's explicitly stated that there's only 1,000 available. The beautiful part is you can get profitable ROAS on the campaign before people even purchase. Give your customers a chance to win, get their hands on something that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's a top of funnel lead gen play. And he gives a few kind of guardrails around this. People need to actually know and like your product. There needs to be demand behind it in the first place for this to really work. He says you really should be $1 million plus in revenue. He just recommends as a kind of revenue target. But I thought this was really interesting. Does this strike you in the same way? Does it? To me, it gives struggling founders and media buyers hope. There's a way for me to create some more revenue in the ad account, come in from a different angle, try a different style, etc.
Yeah, I've had one Zoom call with Davey before, and
Have you really?
it was absolutely incredible. He's an incredible founder. I followed his content really heavily, even from the early days on, and building this thing into what it is, which is an absolute beast.
It's a
People
monster.
need to be thinking more about these types of strategies than the traditional media buying. Another similar-ish aspect is these like bundle giveaways that people can do, brands can do together. The main kind of focus around all of these things is getting the customer data. You need the emails, you need the phone numbers. How do you get that as quickly as physically possible and as cheaply as physically possible, it's with all these types of things. And I think you've probably seen it where some brands are giving away cars.
Yeah,
Really,
that's
really,
true. Like
really,
Ridge, Sean's
yeah.
always giving away a car.
It was like a Lambo truck this year or something.
Exactly.
And what they do is the caveat where it's like you can get the Lambo truck or the cash value of that Lambo truck. So, most people take the cash. But that is a data play. They want customer data from all of that. And I think it's genius. I think it's really, really great.
In this vein of giveaways, there is a giveaway savant among us here in the Austin, Texas area. His name's Neil Miller. He is behind One Country. The guy gives away $1 million houses, $1 million cabins, the country music stars preferred 1992 Dodge Ram square body, etc. He's always doing these kind of things. And not that it's easy, but I love the creativity around it. I think another way in this vein of what Davey Fogarty's talking about here, another interesting thought for how to gain that customer or potential customer information, get them in your pipeline, start to warm them up. If you had something like like a a toddler clothes brand or toddler hat brand, something aimed at kids, and you were to run a campaign in the vein of, hey, we need child models. We need toddler models. We want to feature your kid. Sign up here.
Yeah.
Give us that information. And then we're going to contact you and then send us their, you don't want to give away all your information, but it's in that same vein for how can I creatively enter into the conversation and into the world of my customer, make them aware of me, give them something that they like, the potential for a truck, the potential for a cheap product, hero product of mine that they already want, or
Yeah.
to feature their kid in a way that they can be proud of. All of those kind of potentials, I think they're just creative angles for how to find cheaper CPMs, more interested customers, which we all need at the end of the day to survive and thrive. So I applaud Davey's playbook here that he gave to us. Maybe we'll see $1 everything giveaways now, the opportunity to buy those. Maybe we'll see that everywhere now, but I think he gives us all hope. So I appreciate him putting out this playbook. Carson, let's go to the next one. We talked about this. This is Alibaba's new AI agent, and that tweet is so large. Look at that; it's so huge. But this is Greg Eisenberg and his Startup Ideas podcast. The guy has an untold number of ideas. I think he's got actually a website. It's like the Idea Browser, right? Have you seen this?
Yeah. I follow Greg pretty intensely too.
He's talking about Alibaba's new AI agent and how it gives an unfair advantage for us. I have confided in you before. I hate navigating this whole process. I hate it. Talking to potential supplier, whatever multi-hour delay, we're navigating a language. Usually is not their first. It's usually they're like their second or third or fourth. I've only got one language that I can navigate well, and you get the product. It takes several weeks. I may be waiting on some product right now that was supposed to have come many weeks ago. Okay, so I speak from experience here. I hate this whole process. I think Alibaba's new AI agent that he brings up here is really interesting. He calls it 5-6 steps. Spot a trend, use AI agents to scrape pain points from reviews, Reddit, Amazon Q&A, have it ranked by urgency and willingness to pay, define your niche audience, and then get vetted Alibaba suppliers ranked automatically, generate outreach emails with technical specs you'd never know to ask, e-coding versus matte paint. He ends it by saying, this makes me want to start an e-commerce company in 2026. How does this sit with you? Does it excite you in the same way? What do you think?
I love it. I've used a little bit of the AI elements at Alibaba already, to do some request for quotation, it's absolutely fantastic. So they're
Really?
sitting on all of this incredible data, and it just like you said, I mean, if you are able to crunch this process that is not great and all of the back and forth, and what is the most painful is probably the delays where you have to
Oh, man.
basically send as much information as physically possible. And you're like, all right, cool. Let me sit on this for 8 to 12 hours and wait for a message
Yeah,
back. And
exactly.
so if you're able to crunch all of that into a 30-minute window and then blast out to, multiple suppliers at a time, and then you start to actually vet all of those, that's awesome. That's so awesome.
This gives me hope. This does gives me hope. I'm not sure that I have the same amount of excitement as Greg does right here, although I'm glad that he does. It shines a little spotlight on
Yeah.
our industry and what we do every day, and how AI can make it easier
Yeah.
to navigate, compress weeks of work into hours of work or minutes of work. I think that's incredible. I will say sometimes there's so many good ideas. To me, when I see this, I think this can lead to paralysis by analysis, paralysis for having so many options. When it comes to starting an e-commerce company, I mean, how many winning angles and products could you have? Well, it's untold. I mean,
Yeah.
because we're sitting in the great before having the product and starting to run ads with it, starting to build a list. There's so many things that could work. I think we all wish we would have launched a veggie gummy business a few years ago now. I think we all would have liked that. Um, I I'm not sure that I have the same level of excitement that Greg has here, just because when I think of launching an e-commerce company, an e-commerce brand, I'm thinking of, you know, I'm really weighing about the next year of
Sure.
intense focus and energy. But this does give me great hope for navigating the process of Alibaba and sourcing. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. Are you ready to launch another e-commerce brand? Or are you gonna wait?
Absolutely not. But I think the what this will allow you to have is basically all of these products. But what I think you should also test is a framework that you have from all your experience about
Yeah,
what a successful brand looks like for you in 2026.
it's fair.
And then you test all of those results against this. So is it a high AOV? Does it have high margin? Is there repeat purchasing ability? Is it a viral factor? And so you can have this
Fair.
conversation with an LLM and say, here's my framework. I'm thinking about successful brands in 2026. How many of these from the Alibaba agent match those frameworks? And then
Yeah.
you kind of whittle down and you're like, okay, now has a lot of context and nuance. I'm able to make a more clear decision off of, really good data that I have.
That's fair. I think that this world of using LLMs in that way as a kind of a personal consultant. Hey, here's all my
Exactly.
information. Here's all my history. Here's what I've done before. Help me think through what angles, what products of these choices that I'm thinking about now, using them as a kind of consultant, I think is really interesting and profitable and valuable. The little I've done it myself, I've been so happy with the results. I
Yeah.
wonder, like, are therapists going to exist in the future? I don't know. I don't know. But it's a great framework to think about how to
Yeah.
use and utilize AI for our businesses today. You know, moving forward here, we got some incredible sponsors, consultants of sorts, you might say, Colin. Postscript for me, you can move on to Postscript here. Postscript, I still remember when I was a cutting my teeth marketer and I was new in the agency world. I've been a brand founder, had some success, but now I'm on the agency side, the dark side, some might say, but I don't consider it that. I'm a friend of agencies. Um, I was entering into SMS and I didn't know what to do. I had principles that I knew from email. No, it's a different platform. principles that I was bringing forward from what we'd done in the advertising realm, but I really didn't know what to do in total. That's why I was really thankful to find and discover Postscript early. I remember our first conversations. They told me, Chris, this client that you're working with, this client that you're working with, this client that you're working with, here's the playbook. This is what we need to do. This is what we should do. Change this, do that. We're going to push revenue up this much if we can do these simple playbooks inside of these accounts. And I was a little skeptical at first, I admit, being a wise marketing savant as I considered myself. But the good news is I humbled myself. I said, you know what? Let's do it your way. You got the data. I don't. Let's do it your way. You say that you want to make SMS my #1 revenue channel and make me look like a brilliant marketer to my clients. Let's do it. Let's see what we got. Good news is all of those things worked out. And now that we have our D2C daily show here, Postscript, they're one of our trusted sponsors, and they have done an incredible job. Among the entire landscape, there's only one player in the game who's going to say, I will take this bet. I am going to try and make SMS your #1 revenue channel. They're the only ones who are going to do that, and they're solely focused on it. They don't have their energy spread around a number of things that they could be doing. They're focused. So we've found them to be an incredible partner in growing your business. We're thankful to have them as a partner here on the show. If you want SMS to go up for you in 2026, you need to talk to our good friends at Postscript, CMO Mike, Alex Beller. These guys are going to take care of you. All right, let's bring Colin back. Colin, I know you disappeared, but I love you, and now you're back. Oh, wait, you're not back, but he will be back. There he is.
There we go.
Hey, I thought this was so interesting. I actually think that Roe, am I saying that right? I don't know if I should say Roe or RO. I'm going to say Roe.
Oh, yeah.
Roe and the GLP-1 pill is among us. It's here and available now. Everybody's been getting extremely good looking, losing weight, dropping years, aging backwards in time, I think, especially a lot of the celebrities among us because of GLP-1s. And now these kind of things are available to the population in total. And now here is this pill. Did you see this morning? I thought this was incredible.
This is going to be groundbreaking. This is going to change fundamentally our economy more than you could possibly imagine. I will go into the market movers for what this means now, and I will blow your mind if you're ready for it.
Yeah, come, please bring it.
Currently, right now, 1 in 5 Americans are on a GLP-1.
No.
1 in 5 Americans are on a GLP-1.
Really?
And it's only injection only. So 1 in 5.
Okay.
Injection only. 20%.
20%?
You just gave the rest of America. Also, this is available at Costco. This is available at major retailers, Walmart, all of those now. You just gave the rest of America that in a pill form. So all the people that were afraid of injecting a needle can now take a daily pill. Now, here's why this is going to fundamentally change our economy. What happens when people eat so much less food? The huge impact on grocery stores. Massive impact on grocery stores.
Well, negatively, right?
Negatively.
Negatively.
Positive impact on airlines. People weigh less, so airlines use less fuel.
I never even thought of that. I never thought of that.
Oh, yeah. People are becoming more fit now. So people are, you have the index of, more athletic stuff. You have the index of electrolytes. You have the index of hydration. You have all of these GLP-1 supporters. All of that is going through the roof, and it's about to go on a mega roller coaster stratosphere after that pill just got released yesterday. I can promise you, this is my called shot for the year. This is going to fundamentally change the economy more than we could possibly imagine.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Number one, I didn't know that 1 in 5 Americans is on GLP-1s already. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I figured maybe 10, maybe 13, but 20, that's like 1 in 5. I mean, that means
It's crazy.
I can walk down the street, knock on my neighbor's doors, and 1
Yeah.
in 5 of them are gonna be using a GLP-1. That's crazy, number 1. Number 2, those points you brought up about travel. I
Oh,
never
yeah.
thought the airlines are gonna benefit from all of us weighing less.
Big
That's
time.
hilarious. I do think it probably leads to more travel. Hey, if you've got a bikini ready body, you got a beach body that you're proud of,
Yeah.
you probably want to go to the beach and travel a
Yeah.
little more. That's a great point. I think that taking this from the realm of injection, I got to stick something in me, feels a little scary, to pill, that to me is game changing. I do think that we've got a health issue here in
For
America.
sure.
I'm preaching to the choir here, but I think that I agree that this is going to be huge for us. Average weight loss in 1 year is 14% with the pill, 15% with the pen. And to me, the thing that's incredible about this is just the business model. If I can sell something to you that's gonna make you look awesome, it's gonna make you feel great, gonna make you look young, and I can sell you on actually your insurance will pay for this, it seems like the best business anyone's ever heard of.
Crazy.
It's kind of crazy. I
Yeah. When you
essentially, the government can pay for it or your
Yeah.
insurance can pay for it. It's wild.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to look at the Hims P&L, and anyone on this podcast, if you ever get a chance to look at the Hims P&L breakdown, because they're a publicly traded company, all of that data is publicly reported. Please, I'm begging you, look at it and go through, and you are never going to bet against Hims whatsoever. It
Wow.
is, it is one of the most profitable, incredible businesses you could possibly imagine. It is insane.
Yeah, I think this layered factor of you're gonna look good, you're gonna feel good, you're gonna look young. I mean, I know inside of these businesses they got sexual health. There's like
Yeah,
so many layers,
yeah,
and a good chance your insurance can pay for it. You're
yeah.
already paying for your insurance already. This is like a grand slam of grand slams. This is like winning the Super Bowl 10 years in a row. Very interesting. Hopefully we come out on the other side with very few side effects and everybody a
Yeah.
little healthier and a little better looking too.
Nice.
Next, CPG. Big moment here in CPG for David. I'm a big fan of David. I like David. The whole mystique about the David statue and them creating a work of art and this being the highest protein blah 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 of anything available alongside codfish. There's so many things to like about David. Andrea from Snackshot, she reported yesterday that they've launched a bronze line. Go to the next one, Carson. This being a competitor with Bear Bells. Have you tried Bear Bells? This
Yeah,
looks like the same type of bar,
yeah.
does it not?
Oh yeah, this is a direct competitor to Bear Bells, who are also delicious.
Incredibly delicious.
So
I
good.
love as many ways as one can pack protein inside of something that tastes like candy. Big
Yeah.
fan. Big
Huge.
fan. I want more of that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know what science is involved here, but to me, this is a very interesting step in the realm of competing directly with a competitor in their same realm. I really felt like at first they were differentiating themselves from everyone with
Mhm.
their mystique, with their packaging. And now they're taking a direct competitive type angle here with somebody else that's adjacent to them in their market. I mean, I think it's smart. I haven't had one yet. If it tastes great, I want more of it. That's my perspective right now. Have you seen these in stores or anywhere yet? What's your take?
I haven't seen the one they just released in stores, but I've had all of the David flavors, and then I've also had a ton of the Bear Bell flavors as
You've
well.
had all of them.
I've had all. Yeah, I've gone down the
Wow.
rabbit hole. I'm a huge protein bar guy.
I see that.
Um, but I think this is totally the right move. You get to see what the consumer is going to gravitate towards and
Yeah.
basically A/B test the okay, we have our normal main bar that we do. This is how we're going to launch it. And then this is this new one that we have. This is another type of format. You can see which one the consumers gravitate towards and which sells more, and then start to shift your inventory a little bit more that way because it's selling out more. So I love this. I think you should keep iterating, keep testing.
This one's a little lower in protein, 20 grams versus
Saw
28
that.
grams, I think
Yeah.
is their original bar. I'm not mad at them. I'm not
No,
mad at them. And maybe it tastes even better. I don't know. I haven't had it yet.
for
But
sure.
I think this represents just a good point that we got from Alex's newsletter yesterday. You increase LTV by having more things that people want to buy. If you've got
Exactly.
other flavors, other styles, yeah, maybe I love the original David protein form. Maybe my wife likes this one. That's more akin to Bear Bells. She doesn't care that it's got 20 grams of protein. If you increase the amount of shots by which people can take with you, take from you, enjoy as a part of the brand, you increase your LTV, your potential LTV with customers. I dig
Exactly.
that.
You hit the nail on the head for that. And my fiance and I do the same exact thing. She has a certain type of bar that she loves more
Oh, really?
than a one that I like. She likes these bars called Fulfill. I don't know if you've seen these
I
before.
haven't seen them. Haven't seen
They're
them.
like 16 grams of protein, but they're uber delicious. And so, you have these different types of like, she doesn't really care about 28 grams of protein or whatever. She just wants
Yeah.
like the most delicious bar. So I love it. I think you should just keep iterating, keep testing, because at the end of the day, you don't know who's buying.
Anything that can feel healthy and taste like dessert, I feel like is a huge win.
I'm pro.
So
I'm always pro.
I'm always pro. Kudos to the David team.
Yeah.
Speaking of LTV, we need to talk about one of our sponsors here, AMP, one of our incredible partners here on the show. AMP, we're so thankful for them. They put out incredible products like Lifetimely, like back in stock, back to cart, like upsell. They do all kind of things that are aimed at one thing. Number one, making your job and life simpler as an operator, as a marketer. Lifetimely, hey, what's my CAC? What's my LTV? Where's all my information? It's here right inside this one dashboard. No need to surf all of the various Google Sheets inside of your organization that are somehow tied together in a wonky way. It's all right there. Board level reporting never got any easier. Boss man wants to know, hey, how are things going? What's our month looking like? How far are we tracking toward forecast? Hey, take a look. It's right in here inside of Lifetimely. If you need to have a tighter control, a tighter grasp on what your numbers are, you want to look smart to your team, you want to look smart to your boss, you need to be using AMP's platform. They're going to be a great win for you, a great win for your business with ad costs going up and all of the various changes inside of e-commerce. There's never been a more needful time to have a tight grasp on where profitability is. Nobody wants to go out of business in 2026. Get with AMP, use their platform, scale with confidence. That's the real point. Scale with confidence. Many thanks to our partners at AMP. Go talk to them. Colin, our next, oh gosh, this one was a bitter pill. A bitter pill. I know it's a long read, but this is our friend CJ Slattery on running an agency and it not being for the faint of heart. I totally agree. It is not for the faint of heart. I just want to read some of this for our audience because I think it resonates, especially if you've spent any time in the agency world. It should resonate a little bit. It's bitter pill time. My recommendation from CJ Slattery for someone looking to start or scale an agency in 2026 is don't Now CJ does have an agency, so maybe this is slightly self-serving, not wanting other competitors coming to the market, but he's giving us some real truth here. Running an agency is not for the faint of heart. At scale, the cash flow is great. Getting there is an absolutely miserable slog. Okay, I think he's being very forward here about how he feels. I started with $300 per month clients, and unless you have a reputation or a couple of plum clients due to your connections, you're going to start at the bottom too. You're going to work with clients with bad businesses that don't work. You're going to eat endless amounts of things you don't want to eat. The plum clients, the ones that already have product market fit figured out and have great operations, they won't work with you. Not until you prove yourself. There's very little loyalty to agencies. It's a what have you done for me lately business. You can crush it for a client for years, but all of a sudden you have a month where things don't go well. You're done. Loyalty exists, but it is the exception and not the rule. You scale them up and they bring in a new person to manage you, you're probably getting replaced. And that by the new person's preferred agency, even if you're still killing it. He goes on and forward here, and I'll say a lot of it really resonates as true. It's a difficult business. It's one that people can really succeed at. I've worked in multiple agencies at this point. Not an easy task, but
Yeah.
I will say a very beneficial task. And I'll say this, despite its difficulties, my take is we need more agencies. We need better agencies.
Yeah.
We need people who are operating inside of them and learning quickly and fast, because at the end of the day, that speed of learning, that view across a chorus of clients, what it does is it benefits the people that are working with them. It's a little hard to navigate at times. What was your take when you first read this? I feel like he was really putting himself out there.
For sure. And I connected with Colin just before the end last year on a quick little Google Meet, and really incredible guy. And he hit the nail on the head here where it is not a fun business model.
It's not a lot of fun at times. That's really true.
A lot of fun at times. I think what I've gleaned a couple insights from Nick Shackelford, sharing a couple of them, where you have to have some management stuff in place to really manage client expectations and make client comms almost the number one priority. One of the rules he has for his agency is, I think it's either he gets back to all client messages within 5 or 15 minutes.
Wow.
Not as a this is the answer. It's just to let you know I've seen this. I will answer this. I'm really busy right now, but I will answer this by X amount of time. And so I think we're at kind of that level where you have to index so much to customer experience. And just like with everything, you have great clients and you have horrible clients. And so I think all agencies start out with that $300 a month client where you're like, this is the game changer.
Yeah.
And it's the most time suck of a client, and they're asking so much of you. And then there's the, $10,000 a month client where it's like, hey, invoice sent,
exactly.
Update me in a month. And you're like, wow, this is great.
I think that it's a dance. I think that having a good working relationship, just my personal experience inside of this, I do think the tight comms, the systems, the expectations, and letting clients know what the norms are on that can go a long way, just like you called out.
Yeah.
I think secondly, accepting those and not expecting, hey, I've signed this new person on the brand side, on the client side, not expecting, hey, I have signed them. They will run my business and make me incredible here forward, regardless of what products I debut, regardless of how invested or not I may be on organic social, regardless of how busy I may be in any other aspects of my life. Appropriate expectations and accepting those norms on the brand side can go a long way. It's a dance. I do think it's truly a partnership, and it requires a little a little motion, a little navigation on both sides to make the thing work for the long term. How long do people stay? I don't know. I think a lot of times, if you can keep somebody for a year or two, wow, you are incredible. It can be difficult. It can be difficult to keep people forever. He calls out a lot of things that are difficult about it, but I like the way that he ends this here. I bet there are a bunch of people reading this right now who will read all of this and say, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. He said, that's the kind of psychotic confidence and IDGAF attitude that you need to make it work. I totally agree. If you're going to be an agency owner, you need to be a killer. You got to have some thick skin, and you need to make the thing work and get ready to grind. So kudos to all of our agency owners out there. We need you. We're thankful for you. And we all hope that everybody wins. There's enough on the table for everybody to win in 2026, I really believe.
For sure.
Okay, we're coming up on our last story or two here. I found this one interesting. This is supposed to really make me laugh. That's
great.
Who is this? Joseph Smith Furniture, joseph-smith.co.uk. Should have paid your website developer. This is not what you want to see on your website when navigating. Their services were delivered. Payment from Joseph Smith Furniture remains outstanding. If you need access, pay me. This is a real thing. When you have a developer, you're giving them the keys to the kingdom. You got to pay that man. You got to pay that woman. Otherwise, you may lose your website entirely. Nobody wants this. Have you ever seen something like this before, Colin?
No, I haven't, but this is amazing. This is awesome. Also, you need to pay your freelancers. You need to pay your developers. You got to pay your people. You got to pay your people first. Like, this is a prime example. Imagine you're sending paid traffic to this website.
Oh gosh.
What a nightmare. And then this is the first interaction people are having with your brand. Oh my gosh. That's a horrifying experience.
That's rough.
Could you imagine the Facebook comments?
Carson's going to it right now. So Carson, this is live right now. I guess this is still up, is what it seems like.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I think this went, semi-viral in our world yesterday. 23.6 thousand views, 14 retweets, 228 likes. And there's a lot of Shopify developers. There's David here who he's a Shopify developer. He also runs Underdog Ecom, and he's got a great brand. He says genius. Savage. I love it. This is cool. Love this. It's real. OMG. It is real. It's still up.
Yeah.
Kind of a boss move from this developer. I hope this doesn't lose him potential clients in the future.
Yeah.
Definitely a boss move. You got to pay your people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's hit this last one. I love this from Lacoste. Oh. This is them just flexing on all of us. Yes. Everybody who manages marketing budgets right now wishes they were inside of Lacoste. They have built this 2 paddle courts. I would have called it a tennis court, but is it a pickleball court? What is a paddle court?
I don't know. Maybe padel or
padel.
I don't know. It seems like padel courts, but
now I wonder what a padel court is. Okay, but the point is they have put this a smaller enclosed rectangle with walls of glass or mesh and net, combining elements of tennis and squash, where players use the walls for strategic shots. They've built this in the French Alps at an altitude of 1,800 meters at the foot of the slalom stadium of, I'm not going to try to pronounce that French name. The court has heating. It's heating powered with geothermal energy. It operates year round. Reservations are available. And this is in lieu of a partnership they have coming up with a collection that will be released with Courchevel. I'm just guessing that's how I say it.
Sure.
This to me was incredible because I've got so much money that I can do really cool things. I can make this inside of the French Alps and watch everyone on social media awe at what we have done. I
Oh yeah.
loved this. Not everybody's got this in their budget, but they're flexing on us in an alpine style way, and I'm here for it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, and also the fact that they really elevated this to the next level with the fact that it's going to be heated all
It's
the
crazy.
time. So this
Crazy.
is always going to look like this, which is so cool because then you always get the logo. You always get this really amazing kind of contrast between the green and then the white all around it. And then people can obviously, hopefully, they allow people to play all the time and you get use out of it. People will be taking, pictures there, tagging them, all that. This is so cool. This also, helps to ride that trend of, that paddle stuff, pickleball, tennis, all of that, that everyone's
Totally.
kind of ticking up right now. This is just a home run hit. This is such a home run hit. I love it.
I don't know how they measure impact from this one.
I don't know.
How do they
Cool.
measure ROI? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
sure I'm sure our friends at House or somebody has a
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
to measure the incremental return on an
Yeah.
endeavor like this, but it's cool. And that's the point. And to be in our minds, I still remember the little Gator polo shirts from the 80s is what I remember. To me, it makes me remember that Lacoste exists and
Oh, yeah.
makes me think that, yeah, they're still iconic, is what they are. And I wish I was there skiing in the Alps
Yeah.
and playing at that court, is what I wish. So kudos to them. I think it's a marketing win. And someday I hope we're all managing budgets that can afford things like that.
Yeah.
Colin, anything else from your side that you've found interesting or the internet needs to know before we wrap the show today?
I think that's it. Right now, I'm super inundated with Marty Supreme edits that are just absolutely firing me up. So I'll be
So
sharing those maybe
gas.
later. So gas.
So gas. Yeah.
So
Why
man,
not go 10,000% hard, right?
yeah, yeah. That's how my energy is going to be for the new year. And so I've just been inundated with those, but I got nothing else. That was it.
Timmy C, he is ushering us all into a strong, hardcore 2026,
Oh
and
yeah,
we love it. We're here for it.
love it.
From everyone here at Ecom Cowboy, I want to thank you for joining the show. Thank you to our partners, Postscript and AMP. And the good news is we're going to be here tomorrow talking about one thing and one thing only: what's now and next in e-commerce, so marketers and operators like you can survive and thrive. We're sitting right here in the nexus of e-com and AI and retail, spinning around anything and everything that's important to you because it's important to us. From everyone, producer Carson, Colin, myself, thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the other side.
That's
Peace.
the pod.